scary tale story.
I never believed in any of this. Ghost stories, demons, whatever. I'm a night security guard in a rundown office complex, and if you've ever done that job, you know it's mostly boredom, coffee, and the occasional raccoon setting off an alarm. But 2 weeks ago, something changed. We have a section on the third floor that's been empty for years. The lights don't work, paint's peeling off, ceiling tiles missing. It's cold up there, even in July. We just call it the dead floor. That's where I first heard it. It started with a faint whisper around 2:11 a.m., just as I was finishing my rounds. I thought it was the wind through a broken window, but it was consistent, like someone talking softly behind one of the locked office doors. I pressed my ear to it, thinking maybe a homeless person had gotten in, but the words were too clear to ignore. They were whispering my name. At first, I thought I was imagining it. The next night, it came again, only louder, like a chorus of voices behind the door. They would say things like, "We see you," and "Come in, come in, come in." I checked the security logs, and every night at exactly 2:11 a.m., the camera outside that door would flicker, glitching just enough to miss a few seconds of footage. I asked my supervisor if anyone else had heard it, and he told me flatly, "Don't go in there." That was it. Just don't. I should have listened. 2 nights ago, the whispering started earlier at 1:58 a.m. like they were impatient. The voices were excited, overlapping in a sick harmony that made my skin crawl. They were laughing this time, but it was wrong, like children mimicking adults. Then they started begging, "Let us out. It's cold in here. We need you to open the door." I told myself it was the pipes, the wind, my own mind cracking from too many graveyard shifts. But last night, I caved. I unlocked the door. The second I turned the key, everything went silent. I stood there, sweating, hand trembling on the knob. Then softly, the whispers returned, right in my ear, but the door was still closed. "We're so hungry," they said. The air around me turned freezing, and I could see my breath, even though it was 80 degrees outside that day. My phone glitched, screen turning green for a second, and all the alarms in the building reset themselves. I don't know why I did it, but I opened the door. It was pitch black inside, even though the hallway was lit. It was like the darkness was alive, pressing out from the room, and it smelled like rot and something else, like burnt hair. The whispers grew louder, almost screaming, echoing in my head and in the room. But when I stepped forward with my flashlight, there was nothing. Just an empty, cold office, rotting carpet, and water stains. Then I turned around to leave, and the door slammed shut on its own. I tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. My radio started crackling, and over the static, I heard them again. "You're with us now." I turned the flashlight back toward the room and saw shadows, like people standing in the corners. But when I pointed the beam directly at them, they were gone. I don't know how long I was in there. My watch had stopped. My phone was dead. I screamed, pounded on the door, but it was like the building swallowed the noise. Eventually, the door opened on its own, quietly, and I stumbled into the hallway, drenched in sweat and ice cold, the lights flickering as I ran down the stairs. When I checked the time outside, it was 2:11 a.m. exactly, but it felt like I had been in there for days. I quit that night. I can't go back. But here's the worst part. The whispers followed me home. They're in my closet now, behind the door, whispering every night at 2:11 a.m. They say they're hungry. They say they need me to let them out again. I tried moving, staying in hotels, sleeping in my car. It doesn't matter. At 2:11 a.m., they find me, and I can hear them, softly at first, then pressing in on me from every direction. I don't sleep anymore. I can't. If you ever hear the whispers behind a locked door, don't open it. No matter what they promise you, no matter how much they beg. Because once you do, they'll never leave you alone.
Like and subscribe to Scary Tales Story for more horror tales that will haunt your dreams and keep you checking the shadows.